Welcome everyone to the Side Draft Podcast. Welcome to another race review on the channel. Today, the Eldora Dirt Derby. So we saw a lot of sliding, a lot of banging, and cautions all around.
Yeah, it's a real exciting race. It's like it always is. And trucks are sideways. They slide in everybody, and it's just a really cool event.
Yeah, so first up, we had all the heat races. I'm just going to do a quick rundown of the winners. So Heat 1, we had Chase Briscoe just dominating the heat, keep wanting to call out a stage. Then Heat 2, we'd have Matt Crafton, he'd dominate the heat. Then Heat 3, it would be Brett Moffitt. He would just basically cruise on. Did have one caution in that heat, would be the 32 and the 33. And Heat 4, it'd be Stewart Friesen just taking it away. And then Heat 5, a little bit more of a battle there in Heat 5. Would have Sheldon Creed versus Kyle Strickler. It'd be Strickler who would end up getting the win. And then would have a last chance qualifier, which wasn't necessarily last chance because everyone made the show. It was just kind of a fun race. Didn't really matter as much because I think that's where they pretty much qualified anyway.
Yeah, I guess they're sitting up just last place instead of last chance.
Yeah, last place qualifier.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one would have 3 cautions. Would have the 22 of Austin Wayne Self for the first one. Second one would be Austin Wayne Self, some sort of mechanical issue. I'm not sure if he ended up getting to race with that mechanical issue because
he dropped out in the heat race and just I think got it fixed and whatever.
Yeah, so last caution would be Devin Dotson, and then Tyler Ankrum would just cruise on to a win.
Yeah.
And then with the way they finished in the heats, it'd be Chase Briscoe on pole, Matt Crafton outside pole. Briscoe would pretty much dominate that first stage. Then it would have Todd Gilliland still needing a win to get into the playoffs. He would be extra aggressive on the initial start. He'd get into the wall early, but doesn't matter if you get in the wall here.
No, sometimes the wall helps you, and sometimes the wall's your friend. But yeah, Briscoe, he had an awesome truck. I mean, once you got in the lead, and this, I believe the high groove was really the only groove that really come in all night, and then he just hung up there and just outran everybody.
Don't have the caution for the 20 of Huffman. That would set up another restart, but then would have the caution very shortly after that with the 03, and then it'd be Chase Briscoe versus Sheldon Creed. Then Briscoe would cruise on to a stage 1 win. Doesn't really matter for stage wins because he's not running in this series, so maybe they ought to do something where it could help them in their other series as well.
Possibly. Yeah, it's like these restarts are really tough. Like if you're on the bottom, you're fighting for the top, and you seen Friesen and some other guys, they was trying to go to the bottom lane, trying to get some kind of grip, but they really couldn't get to drive off the corners to really to make a progression to the front.
Still would have stage 2, some pit, but most of the leaders stay out. Be Briscoe versus Crafton. Then Harrison Burton would spin out, causing another caution. And then during that caution, would have Brett Moffitt. He would have some overheating issues. Pretty sure they was able to get it fixed though. A couple laps down though.
Yeah, that's a pretty common thing outdoor because all the mud and stuff goes in the grill. It clogs up the radiators, and they can't get no air to the engine, so it starts overheating. And I mean, it's a crazy thing, but it's part of dirt racing.
Yeah, and it's crazy. A lot of people are just like, "It's fine.
It's fine.
Keep going.
You're good. You're good. Just keep running." Yeah, there's a lot of under the cautions. They had a lot of window cleaning and stuff to do.
Yeah, I believe Burton and Christian Eckes was waving at each other with their sweepers.
Yeah, it's always cool during the stages and stuff when they come down the pit road. The way they come in is the way they go out, and it's probably a little different than normal pit stops and way to do it during the cautions like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a break from your, intense pit stops. You know, you get to just kind of go out there and, you know, do what you want to do.
Yeah, just come in. It's kind of like the K&N series sort of.
Yeah, a little bit. They would have Chase Briscoe versus Crafton on the next restart. They would have a huge crash. Just going to be talking about some numbers for the next few seconds. I would have the 3, the 22, the 16, the 51, the 44, the 18, the 12, the 34, the 8, the 24, the 03, the 20, and the 32. That's probably a lot more involved in that crash. It was the slowest big one that I've ever seen.
Yes, everybody trying to slow down, and this is like a demolition derby kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tearing up a lot of trucks, but a lot of them still going, and it's fun. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, at this point in the race, it seemed like the race was interrupting my demolition derby. Then it'd be Briscoe versus Friesen. Then the 34 Massey would spin. That would cause a caution. And Creed would spin on the next restart, but no caution for him. He got it going. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for him.
Yeah, if you spin around and keep going, they don't throw the caution. But if you get spun around and then you can't get it fired up or something, they throw the caution. So I don't know where to just stop on the track.
Oh, I can't get it going.
I can't get it going.
Caution comes out.
Okay.
Oh, it works. And Chase Briscoe.
Or a lot of times people do that. It's like
possibly. But then Chase Briscoe wins stage 2 again. No real stage points or playoff points. So just going out there, going for the win.
Yeah.
And then stage 3, Stewart Friesen would stay out while Briscoe would come in, and that would really be the decider right there.
That'd be the move of the race, probably.
Yeah, probably. I think Briscoe should have stayed out. You know, with all these cautions that was going on, there's no way that, you know, you couldn't save enough fuel.
Yeah, I mean, Friesen, you know, he's in a must-win place right here. So he had to gamble. It's a big gamble. He's just going to stay out, go on fuel mileage, and try to make it to the end without pitting. I mean, he didn't pit all night. I mean, it's just like, it's crazy. And I think Chase Briscoe, you know, if he ran that same strategy, yeah, I bet he'd been in victory lane.
It would be Friesen versus Chastain on the next restart. Friesen would take the lead. Chastain would spin very shortly after that. Then there would be a ton of spins on the racetrack.
Ton of spins. There's a lot of wrecking going on then.
Yeah, I think there's 3 different spins going on, including Johnny Sauter. He'd have a broken tie rod because of trying to avoid a crash, and then end up getting into another one. So
yeah, it was just kind of riding like this.
yeah, so
it'd been a fun ride back to the pit road.
Briscoe received some damage from that, and then would go back racing with Friesen versus Gilliland. Friesen would take the lead. They would have a caution for Norm Benning, and then Friesen versus Gilliland again. Friesen would lead, caution 32, and then it would be Enfinger up there with Friesen this time. Then Briscoe would spin. Everyone thought, you know, Briscoe is up in the 4th position at this point. They thought he was just going to go up there and cruise on, but ended up getting spun.
Yeah, Briscoe, he was really making that bottom in the middle lane really work for him. Like I said, he had the best truck all night. Nobody else can really make any ground up on the bottom, but he could. I mean, he just had a really awesome truck. I mean, I believe he got a little sideways, and I believe it was Ben Rhodes kind of just pushed him around. And I don't know. It's just unfortunate for him. I mean, I bet he probably could have caught up to the leaders, and that'd been real interesting to watch.
Yeah, and really cautions just ate up the race. You had, you know, just about, you know, caution every other lap because, you know, it was slipping and sliding everywhere.
Yeah. The biggest thing with the cautions were trying to get everybody lined back up, and that just took a lot of time. And you know, they get ready to go green again, and they couldn't get lined up, so they go another lap of caution. I believe the fans are really getting irritated with that. It ain't NASCAR's fault or anybody like that. It's just the drivers just need to line and get in their place.
Yeah, and I think really the caution lap should not count at Eldora. I think it should be the same way at short tracks anyway, at least in the final stage, because, you know, that ate up the entire final stage. I mean, I think we had 68 caution laps, and the race was only 150. So that's about like a third of the race, essentially. So, you know, we could have seen a lot more racing within those 68 laps.
Yeah, and if you go like the final stage, and out, you know, the caution flags don't count, then why you do it your strategy, and then you run out of gas, or what do you do?
Yeah, Friesen's strategy definitely wouldn't have worked if it would have been, you know, the caution laps wouldn't have counted, but luckily for him, they did.
Yeah, because the longer the night went, the more aggression they got, and the more they just, you know, fight for an end.
They would have the 54 of Strickler. He would spin. A lot of talented dirt drivers out there spinning around, so it was definitely tough to drive those trucks around.
Yeah, I mean, they handle a lot different in regular dirt cars, and so, you know, dirt cars you can kind of hang the back end and get it yawed out, but these trucks kind of, you know, if you spinning, you're slow, so
yeah,
it's kind of tough. A lot of fun to watch, but, you know, it's a learning experience for everybody, and it's really good to see other dirt drivers getting these trucks, and maybe they get opportunity later on to move up into the trucks.
And then with that, Stewart Friesen would just basically cruise to a win. No one was even close to him, and that's someone that didn't even pit the entire night. So
yeah,
pretty crazy that he was able to just pull away from everyone. But, you know, tires didn't really matter as much as everywhere else. But he finally did it. Stewart Friesen finally did it, and
their pit strategy finally worked for him. He says, I ain't going to pits because every time I go to pits and I'm leaving, something wrong. So it's really good for him. I mean, he's had a lot of second place finishes. Like I said, he's ran real well all year. He just had some bad luck at Pocono, and then he got the redemption here.
Yeah, now Pocono doesn't matter. You know, got that wins in the playoffs. Now he's got to think about how to seal the deal at, you know, regular oval tracks. It's not dirt, so.
You know, with that win, it really puts a lot of pressure on Ben Rhodes going into the next race, because he's right under the cutoff, and I think he's like 60-some points, so he's going to have to win Michigan.
Yeah, and Enfinger's most likely going to win the regular season championship, and that allows a guaranteed spot in. So with that, you know, I think Ben Rhodes is going to be the only Thor Sport truck outside of the playoff picture. And also, you know, we just got one race to go at Michigan. You know, he's just going to have to perform there.
Yeah, he always has speed. He just can't quite get to that finish position. Either that, or he's got some kind of mechanical issues. And he's just he moved up to the Stewart Friesen spot now. So.
Yeah. But with that, there's always something getting in Ben Rhodes' way, including Tyler Dibble. I mean, had that weird wreck. I guess you could say it was a wreck. Not necessarily. It was just a regular Eldora pass for position.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much if you bang on somebody's door, I mean, you're racing. You know, it's just hard racing at Eldora. I mean, if you're gonna get mad because somebody bumps into you, I mean, you shouldn't be racing Eldora.
Yeah. So, sit out that one if you can't handle Eldora.
I think Ben Rhodes is okay because, you know, everybody's hitting everybody. So for Dipple come and try to hit Ben Rhodes on a cool down lap, you know, I don't think he really like that, and I don't blame Ben Rhodes for going after him after he got in the pits.
Yeah, you know, that's something you don't do. If you got a problem with somebody, you know, go tell them. Don't use your car as a weapon. We saw how to do it at New Hampshire with Harrison Burton. Just went up to Paul Menard and talked to him. You know, you don't gotta do all that stuff. If someone needs a lesson, talk to him. You know, go tell him. You ain't gotta do all that on the racetrack, and including the way that the line was at Eldora. The top was preferred, and everyone's fighting to get up there. I mean, that was just Eldora racing.
Yeah, and really Ben Rhodes don't need to get any kind of controversial right here, because he could lose points or for fighting or whatever. You know, so you have to be on your toes and just mind your manners.
Yeah, I don't think this will end up being any sort of penalty for him, but it's been a lot of those issues for him
Yeah.
Past couple of weeks, we've had fights in the truck series, or I guess you could call them fights, or arguments at least.
Yeah. At least take your helmet off first.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
Because if you're gonna fuss at somebody, I can't hear what you're saying anyway.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see somebody to use that as their advantage and like tug on their helmet. I know that'd be really awful to see, but I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often. And I think if somebody does, they'll stop doing that.
Yeah, because you can really grab a hold of somebody's helmet and really jerk their neck around. So.
Yeah,
So.
That's definitely a point penalty.
Yeah.
Don't do it, but if you do it, people's gonna stop doing it.
I wasn't gonna hit him. I just gonna spin him around.
Yeah, so a lot of crazy, intense battling on and off the racetrack.
Yeah, it is. Yes, that's the way the grassroots racing started, and I guess that's the way it's going to continue. So.
Yeah, and I saw someone tweet that they need to have the trucks at Bowman Gray.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, petition ready to sign it.
All right, you get the petition up, we'll sign it.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed this. It was a lot to talk about. Probably a lot that we didn't mention, but it was just so much going on at Eldora. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for tomorrow for our fast picks for Watkins Glen, and also our race review of the Xfinity Watkins Glen. So a lot to talk about in the next couple of days, but we'll see you then.